3, 2, 1. We're live here in Slab City, California. So I wanted to do an update about how I'm doing here as a full-time Slab City resident. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary on January 8th, 2025, and happy 2025, everyone. Now for me, the new year starts literally on the next day after winter solstice, as soon as the sun's light starts increasing. That's how the Native Americans do it too, I learned recently from my co-worker Wolf, who's Native American. So I think it makes logical sense to celebrate the new year when the sun is actually, the days are getting longer again. Yellow. What's wrong with society? Oh yes, what is wrong with society? So that's why I ran away to Slab City. Left a relationship that I'd been in for 2 years. God bless him. We had a good relationship, but I wanted to live a non-conventional life, and I said it over and over and over during the second year into that relationship. So it was no big surprise to him when I turned the key for the last time and took off for Slab City. So honestly, most of my experience here has been great. I really have no complaints. I mean, like anywhere in the world right now, there is chaos going on around us. So it's no different really here in Slab City. The only thing is, it is a little bit more, it's a smaller town, and chaos sometimes can get close. In fact, one of my friends and neighbors had a thief come into his camp, and they had to chase him off twice. Not once, but twice. So, you know, things like that are very concerning. Of course, I care about my dear friends and their safety. So wherever there are people, there's going to be drama. You know, even quiet, sleepy towns where people tend to be shut up and locked behind doors, there's drama going on there too. Just that people don't typically see it. But Slab City, this culture is more hands-on. People rub shoulders. We get by best by helping one another out. And yeah, so let me just show you where I'm at. So I'm just walking along here. There are the chocolate mountains in the distance. And oh gosh, one time I came out here to camp. It was like my 3rd year on the road, living out of my camper van. So I tried to get away from everybody. And I came out here and got stuck somewhere in here. And I tried and I tried and I tried to dig myself out, only to dig myself in deeper. And finally, a gentleman with a big red 4x4 truck came and hauled my rear out for free. I was so thankful. And that was the second time that I had gotten stuck in Slab City. So thank you for those of you who are watching. Please give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. I invite you to do that. Also, check out my memberships. Link in the description. I have a Ko-fi membership. It's similar to Patreon. And so if you want to support this channel, check that out. I also have a merch store from T-Mill, which is a sustainable clothing and merch store. Pretty awesome. That's why I went with them, because they care about the planet and they recycle, and so pretty amazing. Yeah, so I've actually this holiday season, I've been feeling pretty antisocial. I have not really wanted to celebrate the holidays in in any kind of conventional manner. Christmas, I had zero interest in exchanging gifts. I hung out at my friend Dot's house, and my friends ended up serendipitously going to Dot's too. So we spent like an hour or 2 hours together, and that was super fun. But I just can't handle pressure right now, like around the usual societal conventional norms and standards around holidays. I'm just not into it. So I've been slow living. That's my new favorite phrase. I know it's probably overused, but I just love slow living, getting up when I want, save for the days that I work in the mornings, my morning shift, early morning shift. But usually I like to get up, anywhere between 8 and 9 in the morning, typically. And I have my little routine. I swish my teeth out with coconut oil. Oh, let me show you where I'm going. Ooh, this little drop off here. Wow, look at this giant wash. Whew. So during the 100-year flood of 2023, I can imagine this was a raging river. I just interrupted my morning to show you this. Really enjoying exploring. This is just what I needed today because I've been kind of cooped up in my van, and I'll tell you about why I've been cooped up in the van shortly. So my slow living morning routine. So upon rising, of course, there's elimination, there's hydration, and I use coconut oil to do what's called an oil pull, and I put clove oil in it, and that helps kill off any kind of bacteria and keep plaque down. And I think I'm going to walk up this wash. This will be a fun exploration. Although I don't like walking on soft sand, so I'm not sure how long. You know what? Never mind. I don't like walking on soft sand. This is pretty soft. So I'm just going to keep going on this hard packed road. So I try to do the oil pull like immediately. Oh, I forgot one thing, meditation. So before I get out of bed, I like to meditate for about 10 minutes. And that helps ground me and keep me centered and not let anxiety come in. Then I get up, I do the oil pull. Oh, I swallow 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which is fantastic for my reflux and GERD issues that I have. And that's been keeping all that at bay. So after that, I brush my teeth. Then I will cook up some bone broth and drink that. And ideally, I'm near a hot spring, and I'll go for a morning soak, or I'll go for a morning walk, do some yoga stretching. Later morning, I'll make breakfast, which is usually like scrambled eggs in my small iron skillet, with some gluten-free toast, some salad greens, which lately has been baby arugula because it keeps longer than a lot of the other leafy greens. I was eating kale for a long time, but I got sick of it. Arugula tends to be bitter, but the baby arugula I can live with. After that, it's usually either time to go to work, or I'll work on some type of personal project if I don't have to work that day. And lately, my personal project has been deep purging my camper van of things I've been hanging on to for the last 40, 50 years. So I've been working on scanning photographs, documents, letters, awards that I got in grade school, scanning all of it and literally throwing it away by burning it all. because I don't need to haul around all that stuff anymore. I've been giving away clothing I don't wear, stuff I don't use, so I think I have purged about a quarter of my possessions at this point. So right now I'm about halfway through purging all of my documents. That's not counting the stuff that's backed up on external hard drives, which are beasts. I've got these two giant silver blocky 1 terabyte external drives, which I don't want to be hauling that around anymore. They're heavy, they're bulky, they take up a lot of space. So I back up things online, and perhaps I should probably just get a smaller external thing to back up all my stuff. So for those of you who don't know, I'm an online teacher, educator for the homeschool community mostly, although I do serve teachers with digital curriculum, mostly PowerPoint lesson plans with study guides for students in science and mathematics enrichment, a program I developed called 𝐷𝐼𝐼𝐼, which is basically a study of mathematics history, which weaves in other subjects such as literature, poetry, music, art, history, and especially mathematics. So all that curriculum, you know, I'm just gonna back that up externally in the cloud and not haul it around. So yeah, that's pretty much what my life has been lately. Just kind of rinse and repeat of that. Purging. It takes a lot of work, like scanning photographs. I have found some really fantastic photo or iPhone apps, a PDF condenser, so literally I can photograph a document and then as like photos and then put it together as a PDF file and save it as an ebook. So that's been amazing. And then I found a photo scanner, all free apps, both of them free. So like it's been amazing to be able to just get rid of all these unnecessary things in my life, all these documents, like I saved them in these credenzas and all neat and organized. So that really helps to be able to photograph and scan everything, so I can discard all the unnecessary and burn it up, and then give away useful things like clothes and appliances and things I don't use to slabbers. So I've been putting stuff on the free slab, is what they call it. I've also been donating some things to my good friend Dot so that she can use some stuff in her art. In fact, I've got a major thing that I'm giving to her pretty soon. I still haven't given it to her. I'll probably do a video about that when I do it, because it's pretty significant. Just something else that I don't need to be hauling around in the camper van. So yeah, I feel that big change is afoot in my life, and I'm just getting prepared for it by purging. So I want to really lighten my van and only carry the necessities, things that I need for survival. So let's do a little exploring now over here. Oh, I just love to go out in the middle of the desert. It's so wonderful to have easy access to nature out here, because nature is so therapeutic. And this is what I want to make more time and energy for. I know I'm such a computer geek and I just love working on the computer, but it really is a time suck, and I want to spend more time out in nature than I do behind the computer. So that's a big part of why I'm purging too, is in preparation for discarding the unnecessary to make more room for real life experiences. Less time on social media. I know I'm on social media right now, right? Making this video. But more time focused on being present in the moment and out here in nature. So, all right, how's my social life going? it's okay. I mainly just want to be alone right now, this season of life, for whatever reason. And I think that energy in itself just kind of, you know, it's a lower vibration energy, and people kind of just let me be, and that's fine. I feel fine about that. What are my goals and wishes? Honestly, I just want to be a free full-time van lifer again. I don't, as much as I enjoy working at Salvation Mountain, I get itchy feet. I want to be in the Eastern Sierra, you know, a good chunk of the year, and I want to make that happen. Unfortunately, I'm committed another year here. You know, I'm going to keep my word. I don't want to go through another summer here. I don't care if I ever see another summer here in Slab City again. I don't need it. I don't want it. You know, I feel like, you know, I have great qualities. I have a good work ethic. I could do any kind of work I want. But what I really want, which if everyone were honest, to not ever have to work again. So I want to manifest that. I mean, not even having to work my online business, only if I want to, like, not have to rely on it for money. I just want the universe to give me the money I need for the rest of my life and just live off of it and travel. That's what I want. Whether it's by myself or a partner, that remains to be seen. I'm happy by myself, but if the right person came along, preferably a woman, don't mean to be sexist, but that's what I am most attracted to most of the time. So that's what I would prefer. But I don't really think about it all the time, because when I do that, then I tend to repel what I want. So I love my own company, and that's what I'm going to focus on. And for the present, I want to manifest traveling in my camper van, exploring. And someone left a message, so sorry, I can't read that. Leave, there isn't. Oh, there's horror everywhere, dear. It's not just here in Slab City. You know, society. I don't like society either. I can get along in society, but I still want to be able to travel, and I think the nomadic lifestyle suits me the best. So I want to work towards being here part-time and traveling the rest of the year. Yeah, there are horrors all over the world. Wherever there are people, there will be drama. Slab City does have a concentration of hard drugs. I don't know what the percentage is of non-hard drug users to hard drug users, but and you know, they don't want to be labeled either, but unfortunately a lot of the drama here does occur because of hard drug use and mental illness as well, or alcoholism. You know, it's just, and it's really just a symptom of a deeper problem. Society's sick. The human race is very sick. So people turn to substances to help them escape, and I can't blame them for that. But for me, my escape is eating a clean diet, drinking clean water, getting enough rest, being out in nature as much as possible, which is the greatest therapy of all. So if we can all do that and live a clean life, from things that harm our bodies is probably the better way for me to say it. We could all be happier. I mean, that's my message, really. You know, if anyone's struggling with any kind of addiction that just imprisons you, start by grounding barefooted in nature. Walk around barefooted and let nature heal you and fill those empty places, those trauma. I believe that nature, and a great person to learn this from is Wandering Gypsy. She lives out of her Jeep full time with her little dog called Little One. And I've been watching some of her videos lately. Shout out to Wandering Gypsy. She has suffered some of the most horrific trauma that I think humanity can possibly imagine. And I don't need to go into it. You can watch her channel. But for her, being alone, away from people, in nature is what is healing her. And she's an extraordinary person. She's become a public speaker now. She runs quite the YouTube channel, you know, just showing people how to heal. Just be in nature, that's it. It's very simple. And then as far as getting off of addictions, you know, you just make the decision. Only you can do that. Only we ourselves are the ones that are responsible. You know, there's like clubs you can join for support. There's always help for getting off of addictions in one's local area. Oh, cool. And thank you for watching, Phil. I appreciate your time. Yeah, I think, you know, that old saying of wherever you are, there you are. You know, whatever energy you bring, if you're a happy person, you know, you'll be happy where you are. Now, I have been struggling a bit with mild depression and mostly, you know, a little bit of mild depression. I actually feel it right now in my body, but that's from menopause. I don't believe... Some of it could be from, you know, environmental stressors here too in Slab City, because, you know, it can be stressful here. You know, seeing people's camps randomly go up in flames and hearing about theft and hearing about murders, you know. But you know what? If I were still in the city I left in California, it was a way bigger city. There were murders going on there. There was theft going on there. There were fires going on there. You know, this is not a Slab City problem. This is a societal problem. And these types of behaviors are indicators of sick, you know, people suffering from trauma, suffering from an overconsumption society that all our government cares about is that everyone is part of the rat race. You know, most of our life working, not having a life, not enjoying nature. They don't care about nature. They're just destroying it and, you know, forcing animals into horrible, cruel situations to feed, you know, our population. And most of us are disconnected from these realities. And most of us are just trying to survive, you know, like job to job to job, or in a job we hate and wishing we could escape, you know. A lot of people come to Slab City because they're trying to escape, you know, the rat race, the conventional life. Hi, Julie. Welcome. So I feel like I have attained what I came here for. I do have more liberty and freedom. I only work part-time. I work 16 hours a week. The rest of the time is mine to do as I wish. I don't have children to take care of, and that's by design, thankfully. I mean, there was a time where I could have gotten pregnant, but because I was in fundamental Christianity, they didn't, they really frowned on people having sex before marriage. And there was one time where I got close to marrying a guy, but I never did. So I feel fortunate that I personally have not had kids, the responsibility of kids, the expense, the pressure that the government basically feels they own our kids. Slab City, the poor people, you know, the people that have children here, oh my God, their law enforcement's on them like flies, like just constantly annoying them, putting pressure on them to put them in school. And you know, and then there are some parents that I don't know if there are any here in Slab City, because I really don't pay attention to what people do with their kids, but there may be some cases where there is indeed neglect. But it's like, what's the alternative? You know, foster care, foster homes can be worse than the actual, you know, child's home. So anyway, I'm glad I didn't have children. I am so happy to be single, not in a relationship where I have to answer to someone else and answer their family. And oh my God, you know, it's just, yeah, more and more, the more I live, the more I see I like being by myself. But I do like to socialize every so often. I like community at my convenience, not community at its convenience. I don't like to be driven by other people and pressured to do things that they want me to do, nor do I like to put pressure on other people to do what I want them to do. If someone doesn't want to hang out with me, that's fine, you know. Cool beans, you know. Do you. And then sometimes there are people I don't want to hang out with, and I make it clear that I don't. And, you know, it's, that's how it goes sometimes, you know. But it's just life, right? So, you know, I definitely want people in my life, and that is why I'm here, to have friends, hopefully lifelong friends. But the more I'm alive, the more I see life is mostly a parade with people, you know. And if it's not, if you have healthy relationships, whoa, that is a feat in itself. And that's what I want. I won't settle for anything but having healthy relationships. And if I don't, it's bye-bye. So, all right, let's see. Let's see. Wishing you a happy new year. Thank you so much. Wish you a happy new year as well, Treva. Here, let's see where the walk is bringing us now. Did I show you the cracked earth? I love the cracked earth pattern. That's an example of fractals in nature, which is a branching pattern. And there's so many different types of fractals, which is so super cool. But this is nature's favorite pattern, it seems. Right down to our atoms. You know, I kind of thought that I used to hear electricity coming from these power lines, but I'm not hearing any. So maybe they're not in use anymore. I don't know. I think they're power lines. They probably are in use. But if I touched one of those, I'd know for sure. No, thank you. It's that basically clay where the soil looks broken up. That's right, the cracked earth fractal pattern. And Happy New Year to all of you as well. And happy solstice, winter solstice. It's already passed a few weeks, but that for me was the start of my new year, the solstice. Because that's when the sun, when we get more daylight the day after solstice, our new, basically the next cycle of longer daylight begins. Yeah, I've never walked this far before. So, cool beans. So what did you folks do for New Year's? So I just did purging and I went to the hot spring and soaked for like 2 hours. Oop, I see something in the road up ahead. See it? What is it? Oh. Somebody lost their little bear. That looks sad. It looks like a Christmas bear. It's a winter bear. And long ago, during the flood, it got washed down here. So let's see. What to do with little Mr. Bear. Oh, I just set down there. Oh, put him right there. Let's see. So Jay just stayed home this year. There was lots of gunshots and I found a bullet outside this morning. Where are you, Jay? If you don't mind my asking, you don't have to tell us what city if you want to be, you don't want to give personal information out, but what state? Sorry to hear that. That sounds harrowing. Oh, Bakersfield. I liked Bakersfield. I never actually did van life there, but my previous partner and I used to go for concerts, which I didn't want to go to, but it didn't matter. He wanted it, so I went. Usually ended up having a good time. He'd always kind of laugh at me for that, but you know, it's another reason why I don't want to be in a relationship, because there's always give and take, and I just want to live life on my terms. And yeah, and I know society says that's so selfish, and well, so what? I don't care. I don't care. I give enough. I give when I'm full and have extra to give. Happy New Year from Texas. Thank you. Stayed home here. Enjoyed the peace and quiet. Oh, wow. Happy New Year from Philadelphia. Happy New Year. Thank you. Awesome. Oh gosh, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been to the state of Pennsylvania a number of times. I used to visit an intentional community called Julian Woods. If you go online, you can look it up. I love Julian Woods. They lived in comfy cottages in the woods and were surrounded by forest and beautiful nature. There was a pond that we could swim in, clothing optionally, and I absolutely adored that place. And I don't think I've been, I think I've only been through Philadelphia, but I don't recall spending time there. I think I walked about 1.5 miles, so I should turn around. I want to actually take a nice soak in the hot spring here, which I can't show you or invite you to that. Anyone else want to share what they did for their new year? Yeah, I'm really enjoying this hike. It's just so peaceful, and the weather is absolute perfection right now. So it's going to be in the low 70s today. Nighttime temperatures in the 40s. Oh, perfect van life weather. This is the time of year to be in Slab City. All the way until March. As late as March is really, like, the end of March is actually when most of the snowbirds leave Slab City, because it starts really heating up. I used to leave like the last week of February because I was always chasing 70 degrees, and it starts heating up into the 80s, I think, by the end of February. Oh, really? You have horrible winter weather coming your way, Trevor, huh? I assume that means snow. What state are you in? Here's what I'm wearing. I know I should be barefoot. I'm wearing my barefoot shoes. I know it's so silly of me to be wearing shoes. West Virginia. Ah, cool. All right, so here we go, folks. I'm gonna go barefoot. This is like the perfect opportunity, this hike, to go barefoot. These are my barefoot shoes if you haven't seen them yet. They have a wider toe box than usual shoes. They're also extremely flexible. As you can see, you can roll them up. So that allows my feet to somewhat do what they're naturally able to do. So when I do go barefoot, it's not like painful. Also, I've gotten rid of back pain, lower back pain, by using barefoot shoes and going barefoot. Sometimes I work barefoot at Salvation Mountain, especially when I'm doing the restoration work, because I don't have any grimy shoes to work in. So I just work barefoot. And I can see that the bunion on my left foot is actually improving. It's not as big as it was. When I eat the wrong foods, my bunions actually will burn. So that's why it's important to eat a diet without what's called PUFAs, or polyunsaturated fats. That would be the canola, safflower, sunflower oils. So another thing to try to avoid in our diets that they're putting in our food that aren't really good for us. Crazy world we live in, really. Well, folks, I wanted to thank you so much for joining me live. Check out my Ko-fi community in the description, and also my merch store. I've got some art, some Slab City inspired art in my merch store called 𝐸𝐴𝐚. 𝐸𝐴𝐚 is really special to me. I chose their merch store because they use sustainable practices. They recycle their clothes. They use recycled materials in their clothing. Very good quality clothing from the reviews I've seen. So check all that out. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next